And
Hello. We're getting started here.
Yep, got all of our devices going.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
We have everything going?
We gotta go.
Hello, hello. We are doing a, I want to say on-site, but that's old
On
terminology.
location.
We're doing a location shot here at Mimi's house. I was on this side of town. Chris lives on this side of town. I want to do a shout out. We got a couple shout outs. We got to start with shout outs. Went to a succulent essential oil class and made a nice succulent garden with, it smells so good. Oh my gosh, it smells so good with the essential oil. So shout out to Tammy Livingston and Chris C. These are fabulous. It was so much fun. So yes, and this is the little spray bottle. It's so cute. It's got the little directions. They had it so organized. They did it at Hobby Lobby, so I'm hoping they'll do it again. But you can make these at home. It's so awesome, and they don't need a lot of watering. That's the beauty of the succulent. So I love it. I'm gonna take it to work and enjoy it there. And then you got a shout out.
Today is actually National Sunglass Day, and of course it is always important to take a minute and protect your eyes. So, you know, of course I've got my glasses on, but normally I have my prescription glasses. So again, happy National Sunglass Day.
Yes.
So, all right, we've got a theme for you guys. So we are right around the corner of having 4th of July get started.
Mhm.
So, you know, we're doing, this is going to be phase 1 of 4th of July.
Yes.
So a lot of today is just quick, fun, more of your side dishes. We're going to go into our bigger dishes for Tuesday of next week. So
really get everybody prepared.
exactly.
But you can't have a good 4th of July without some great side dishes. And so we've got some good side dishes that we're gonna work on. And then I'll show you some little products that you can use to take them to your picnics and your parties and stuff like that. So it's all a lot of fun, but we are really pushing it tonight because we're doing 3 things. And thanks to the quick cooker, we will be able to do them in time. So we'll get started.
Yeah.
The first thing that we're gonna do is the quick cooker pimento cheese deviled eggs. Oh my gosh, who doesn't like deviled eggs at 4th of July, a picnic, cookout, anything like that? Well, this is a twist on this. So this is gonna be a first for us. This has got pimento cheese with the deviled eggs, in the deviled eggs. So
if
that
you
is
wanna talk
so
about
new.
South, like a southern,
Yes.
this is definitely a southern
Yes.
recipe. So
And I
definitely
did not like
excited.
pimento cheese growing up, but I absolutely love it now. And to put these 2 things together, it's gonna be a marriage made in heaven. Made in southern heaven here. Okay, so we're gonna get started. First, we're going to boil 12 eggs. Not boil, do it in the quick cooker. And it only takes 5 minutes to boil the eggs in the quick cooker, which is so cool. So
what Jen's doing is she is going to put some water into the quick cooker. This particular recipe, we're using 1 cup. Next is our 12, which we've put on our rack, which you can kind of see. So they are laid out on the rack, and that is going in.
yes, and this actually comes in a 2. The racks come in a set of 2, so you can do up to 24 eggs. Perfect for Easter, you know, when you're
Right.
dyeing eggs for kids.
Right.
Perfect for Easter, and then and for big groups where you're going to do a bunch of eggs. Hopefully I didn't crack it. Okay.
So next, put the lid on it. We are going into the custom setting for 5 minutes.
Make sure everything's lined up, custom, and then we are just going down.
And I'm finally getting to test out my new quick cooker. So I brought mine over, and we are going to be putting it to use today. So we're
If I can
definitely
get it to-
excited.
Oh, I've got to press the time button. Look at
Okay,
me.
that might help.
I haven't used the custom very much. Can you tell? Okay, so we're switching it to 5 minutes, and then bam, we're starting that.
So that's going to come up to pressure and go from there. I'm going to let you keep reading. I'm going to look and see who all's commenting.
See, I did not bring my glasses, so this is gonna be fun.
Can you step up the volume? Yes, we can.
Oh yes.
And you know what? That might be my fault, Granddaddy. Sorry. Let's see if that works a little better.
And we'll talk louder.
And we'll talk a little louder too.
Talk a little louder. Is that better? Comment if it's not better, but we will talk louder. I have no trouble talking loud.
Oh yeah, no,
When you
definitely.
got kids or in this family, we got a big family, so you got to talk loud so people
Right.
can hear you.
Otherwise, you're gonna get lost.
Otherwise, you'll get lost in the corner.
Right.
Okay, so we've got our eggs. It's going to take a few minutes to come up to pressure, and then it takes about 5 minutes for it to actually boil the eggs for us. The beauty of this is we don't have to sit and watch this thing. We can do other things while the quick cooker is doing its business. So I love that. But basically, this is just going to be some Dijon mustard, some mayonnaise, some cheese, and pimentos, and just kind of throwing it all together when they're ready. Now, as soon as the eggs are ready, what we'll do is we'll put them in an ice bath for about 10 minutes. That'll cool them down enough to where we can cook and work with them. So once that's done, we'll get moving on that. So we're gonna go ahead and get started while we're waiting on the eggs on the dessert, because we need the quick cooker again for this. And so as soon as that's done, we're gonna have it all ready so that it immediately is ready for us to go.
And we're gonna try and talk just a little bit louder, since
Yes.
we're still just a little too quiet. So hopefully that is a pinch louder.
Okay.
I will grab stuff or
Oh,
whatever.
yep.
Okay, fine. She can grab stuff.
I'll grab it.
Save
I'm
you a
right
little
here.
cue.
I'm right here.
Um,
Absolutely not. Our little serving dishes
I
that we
know.
love
If
to
you,
use.
if you recognize that we're bringing out our trays again, we're so excited.
Yes.
We love them.
The trays that we have yet to bake on, but we will. We will do that.
They still make an appearance in every episode.
So we I pre-made some of this, pre-made some of the ingredients already, the dry ingredients, which was basically all-purpose flour, some sugar, baking powder, and salt. And so I just whisked them up in here, and this was perfect for toting because this classic batter bowl comes with a lid, so it was perfect to tote, already halfway done. So now we need to add the milk.
Vanilla, the melted butter,
Milk. Grab the milk here.
and you know what? In our prep, we did not actually set aside, but we're gonna just kind of guesstimate. We need half a tablespoon of vanilla extract. So.
Yeah, you can't go wrong
Right.
with that.
Well, just a smidge. Yeah.
Smidge or no, I mean, I would do even more because I love vanilla.
Melted butter.
Butter.
And whisk.
Yes, the whisk I had somewhere.
I'll grab it.
I might have put it in that bag.
It's right here.
Sorry. Let's see.
You know when you're not in your own kitchen, sometimes it just takes you a minute to figure out where
Yes.
you are. Yeah, that's us.
What are we missing?
There's very organized chaos.
Milk, vanilla, butter, and that's it. So
Yeah, all of our dry ingredients, so flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, add milk, vanilla, melted butter, whisk until it's a smooth batter.
so I'm whisking.
While she's whisking, I went ahead and got the fruit together that we need. So one of the things it says, is, of course, is to hull and quarter some strawberries. It called for a cup cut up into quarters. Like I said, some of the strawberries we had were pretty big, so we went ahead and did some of those into eighths. So we got that together. The blueberries and raspberries, we got those here. And as soon as this is all put together, we get to stir that in and just kind of evenly get this mixed together,
Right.
which is nice and easy.
And this will end up making, what we do is, we will make them in these glass bowls in the quick cooker. And so it ends up making 6 servings. So,
Those go about 3/4 full.
Yeah.
And yeah, it makes.
do we spray them? I don't know if we spray these.
I don't see anything saying evenly divide the mixture.
Well,
It
we'll
just says-
find out, won't we?
Yeah, it just says to put it in and cover it with the stretch fit lid. So
Yep.
I'm gonna say no. So you don't need to do anything special to get those prepped. So
And we'll find out
and
we
we'll
do.
let you know.
That's the fun thing about testing. Okay, so now we're going to
Go ahead and just dump that all right in.
yum.
Fruity deliciousness
Yes.
going there. Come on, get that last blueberry.
There we go. Awesome. So I'm just going
Delish.
to slowly mix this in. And we picked this because it's kind of got a red, white, and blue feel to it. Of course, you know, there's a lot of juice in here, so now it's more red than anything.
Oops.
Oops. But that's okay. They're gonna taste so fabulous. But this is kind of a nice light dessert. It's not like a heavy dessert. It's fruity. And my little strawberry got stuck in there. So this will make a nice, tasty little dessert. And I've got some whipped cream that you can make whipped cream with. You can actually do powdered sugar. And once it's done, then you'll see. But you can spread a little powdered sugar on top of it, or add a little whipped cream. You know, make it very light. So let's see how this goes. And we fill it how far?
About 3/4, as I put the directions in the bad spot where I can't see them anymore.
Start low and then I can go
Work
back.
our way up a little bit more.
Yes. Gosh, this smells so good.
It says about half a cup into the 1 cups. So
Yep. Which these are perfect because they actually, oh, I'm dripping here. They actually have a measurement on there. So, of course, I wasn't following that yet. I think all the
fruit.
fruit went
Oops.
to the bottom. That's okay. Yeah, this one might be just cooked fruit.
Well, you know what? That's okay.
Yes. No, this one doesn't have enough.
Yeah.
There we go.
And that leaves a little batter. Test it out
Yes.
too. The best part.
Yeah.
All right.
A bit more here. And this is just a quick, simple recipe. It literally is, I think this one needs more batter. Can you grab like one of those little things? It's a quick, simple recipe because it's got a little bit of sugar, it's got flour, what else? A little bit of vanilla in there, I think.
Yep.
Baking soda.
So just a little.
Yeah,
just
just
a little cake.
Yeah, just a quick little cake. So it's super easy. But you could also, if you want, if you don't have all the ingredients or you don't want to mix everything together, you can always use cake mix.
Yep.
That will work in a pinch.
We had actually talked about that a good bit, you know, going back and forth. And a cake mix will end up needing a little bit more, or we'll end up making a little bit more of
Right.
the batter side of it. But, I mean, you can always, you know, if you've got a little.
You can make it this
but-
twice.
Yeah, or you can do a double duty of it and
Yep.
have another serving for later.
Okay, and I'm getting stuff everywhere. Okay, so now we put the little lids on.
Oh, yeah. Here, you give me a few, I'll take it.
There you go. And these lids will help cook it and help prevent it from overflowing. So they're so cute. But the set that you can get comes with the bowls and the lids. It's 6 bowls, the 1 cup. And I use these all the time. So you don't have to use them for the quick cooker. You can use them for anything. We always use them like to put sauces. Like I've got one here. I've got 2 sets of these bowls because I literally use them every day. And like we've got cheese in there, and I ran out of bowls because I was using them for everything else. But cheese or sauces and stuff like that. So try to do this
I know, I was
gently.
like, you're trying to do it sitting on the thing. I'm like, yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah,
So, of course, you know,
little hat.
I know, right? Just
Cute are these. And these are just great little cakes for, you know, like if you're having a get together. It's a quick, I mean, a quick little,
right.
if I can get the little, make the little
There you go.
hair things for swimming.
Right. You know, it's funny talking about using the little 1 cups. We actually just got done using them for making tacos the other night. We ended up putting all of the different toppings that we wanted for our tacos in it, with the lettuce being the exception. You know, we ended up using a bigger bowl. But, I mean, put some cheese in it, put one of the sauces in it, put some salsa in it, you know, and I mean, there's already 3 of them right there. So
Yeah, and you can set it out, so it's like a little buffet that you can set up. We do that at our house with the
Right.
kids. Because some of them like some stuff and some like the others, and you just add these little spoons, or if you have guests over, so quick and easy. Okay, so these are ready to go whenever that is
And
done.
that has about 3 minutes left. Of course, we'll then need to let it depressurize.
Yep. So we'll move that out of the way.
You know, and actually, let's do that and put this ice bath over here.
Yes.
That way we can just go straight into that.
And yes, I did bring my tongs. Okay. Oh, and I'll show everybody this. This is so awesome. This is one of the cooling serves. I just got it not too long ago. And it comes with like a tray. I'll show y'all if I can get it. Grab it. It comes with this, which is a tray it's perfect for cookouts. If you're cooking out, you can put your lettuce, your tomatoes, your onions, mayonnaise, mustard, or ketchup and mustard and relish, anything that you put on your burgers. Or you could put
I was just thinking like fruit and
yeah.
have like a caramel dip in it and
Yep.
little cups or.
Well, and actually this might work well for that too, because this is another piece that you can purchase separately. But it goes with this, and you can do your dip in here and fruit, cheese.
I was going to say your vegetables if you're doing a veggie
Everything.
platter. You know,
Yeah.
The opportunities with that are just pretty open and endless.
Yes.
So
What I love about this, because this comes with it, these are the ice packs. So you keep them in your freezer whenever you need them. But on the reverse side, it's
egg
for the
holders.
deviled eggs. I mean, it's
right.
the egg holder, so it's absolutely cool and perfect, and it's right on the cooling thing. So you flip it over when you need the eggs, and you flip it. I mean, you can keep it either way, but
Right.
these will keep your food. This will keep your food cool for 4 to 6 hours, I believe, even in our heat. So it's just so awesome. So we've got this ready, and we're planning on having deviled eggs next 4th of July because we always have a good gathering. But everybody loves the deviled eggs. So this is perfect, and then it's got a lid, so if you're going somewhere, because we usually come over here and do it. So if you're going somewhere, you've got your carry case right here.
And that's the
what
eggs. Yep.
Okay, let me put this aside. Okay, so does it say to manually release? What does it say?
When the timer's up, press cancel. Press the steam release button to manually release the pressure.
Okay.
And then.
Oop. I was sliding this so it kind of releases itself. Because you don't want to do it underneath cabinetry. So. And it says manually do it?
Yes.
Okay.
So
So the button will go, the red indicator button will be popped up when it's pressurized, and then when it's depressurized, it will go down, which it's about to go down. And once it does, it just did, then it's depressurized and you can open it. Because you can't open it when it's pressurized, which is a good thing, because then, you can feel safe with your kids and stuff. So we will pop this open, and let's see. No, you'll hand me the mitts, oven mitts.
Yes.
Okay. So as not to burn my fingers
Yeah.
to get the tray out. So we've got our perfectly steamed eggs. And what we're gonna do is put them in an ice bath. That will kind of speed up the cooling process for us. And should we do it? I'll just stick them over there.
Well, here, I'll bring
Okay.
this over.
And I'm gonna use this because they're gonna.
Those are going to be hot. Yeah. Do me a favor, a couple of these are, I'm just sitting funny with the,
Yeah.
there you go.
We got a big ice bath for these suckers.
We wanted to make sure they were done real quick.
Yes. And so. It's gonna take me longer just to take these off.
Alright, and we need to set
Okay.
a timer for 10 minutes.
Did I crack? I'm gonna crack that one. Squeezed it a little too hard. That's okay. Okay. So This we're going to use for the dessert. So we're gonna go ahead and get that started because the dessert takes 20 minutes in the quick cooker. So I will put another cup of water, because we always want water in the pressure cooker. It's got some in there, but okay. Is this still hot?
Probably not.
Nope. Okay, so we've got 3 of these. And
The neat thing, and I'm watching her, and I just saw she was about to start talking about it, so I'm taking over. If you look, and I'll try and hold this at a good angle, there are 2 different sets of patterns on these. The smaller ones are for your eggs, but if you look, there are 3 different deeper rings. Well, guess what? Those rings actually perfectly fit the bottoms of the 1 cup bowls.
see?
And so it serves as a little groove to just hold it in place, make sure
Right.
you've got them situated exactly where they're supposed to be.
Okay, so what does it say on there? Do we need to do anything else other than add the water?
Pour water into the inner pot.
Did.
Place stackable ring in. Put the bowls onto the rack. Place the second rack on top. Lock the lid. Select the dessert setting.
Okay.
Adjust the time to 20 minutes and press start.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, is it from the handles?
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
I had it stuck. Okay, so make sure everything lines up. And then we want dessert. Which this has so many settings on it, so it's perfect. I mean, you've got your chicken, your beef, your fish, soup. Dessert happens to be the very last one on this dial. Here we go.
So if you go the other way, does it start like?
You know what? That's a good. Yes.
So if you're looking
Who
for the very last one, just go the other way.
Yes, go the other way. I wouldn't have thought that. Apparently.
I didn't think about it until
Okay, so
afterwards.
we need time and 20 minutes, right?
20 minutes and press start.
Okay. Start. That'll take a few minutes to come up to pressure.
Yep.
And
We
we'll
need
know
it to-
halfway.
Yep.
Roughly
keep
about
an eye on
halfway.
that. Yep.
Okay. So now, let's put this aside.
Here, I got it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so now we're gonna do our third thing. See, this is the great thing about. Actually, you know what? Oh no, we have to wait on the eggs. Okay, we'll do our third thing. I'm thinking of this stuff over here. This is the great thing about the quick cooker. Like I said, we can do multitask, do multiple things at the same time. So this one we thought would be a delicious side dish, and it's very fresh and just great for the summer. It is the fresh tomato, cucumber, and feta salad. Sounds so good. So, basically, we will put the, let's see, we need to cut up the cucumbers. Slide one of these things out. Cutting boards. And then we'll put that aside for a second. So, can y'all see us? We have to cut on the side.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna use the quick slice, which is going to cut these. I've already cut them in 4 because it was a long English cucumber. So I've cut them already, and basically we're just gonna cut them really quick. With that, I'll let Chris do that.
Stick it on.
Ooh.
Right
Just
away.
rolling away, rolling
There we
away.
go.
So it calls for 2 seedless cucumbers, but this was such a large cucumber that we're just doing.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
And so, you know, as we're talking about some of your serving dishes that you can take from the go during the summer, this is one we used, was it not our last video, but the
No,
video
we used
before?
the smaller one
We did use a smaller one.
for the strawberry cheesecake dip.
Yes. That was another delicious dip.
Oh my god, that's a perfect thing for a picnic or a cookout.
Yes.
This one's the larger size. If you want to grab that smaller one,
Yep.
this is the larger size. It also comes with its own ice pack that fits perfectly at the bottom.
So your big one, your small one, just as a
Right.
point of comparison.
Right, and this is perfect for like dips, salsa. It's
Yeah.
great for salsa, guacamole, anything like that. Oh, thank you. And then, so it comes with a little tray. Now we'll just throw that in there. Oh, and then we half it too.
Okay.
So I'll half it while you're doing the rest of those. So we're gonna
Teamwork.
multitask. Yeah, teamwork, absolutely. So just cut these in half. We're gonna throw them in here. And this is perfect for, you can throw this in the fridge. Cute. Got a little assembly line going.
Keep it moving.
Yes. See, we've got a lot of cucumbers. There we go.
I was like,
Slippery little things.
Yes.
So, we're back from our vacation. We had a fabulous time at Disney.
Yeah, y'all are hearing about it before I'm even hearing about it.
Yes.
So I'm hearing about Disney with y'all.
Yeah, I talked so much about it beforehand, or at least I was wearing my ears beforehand, that I have to say how much fun we had at Disney. It was a very, very busy week. Very busy. It was hot, of course, but I am so excited because Hollywood Studios, they have a new area. It's the Toy Story Land. And they have this cool roller coaster, the Slinky Dog ride, which I loved. But the plus on that is when you rode that roller coaster, you actually could see the Star Wars land that they're building.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited because I love Star Wars. And it looks like you're on a planet or like a scene from Star Wars. It's going to be pretty good size. And I think the one of the rides that they talked about, I think one of my kids told me, is it's supposed to like be a simulator for the Millennium Falcon. So if you're old school Star Wars, the Millennium Falcon. Actually, it does make a comeback.
Yep.
It did make a comeback in the new one. So, but it's so cool and it was just awesome. I'm so excited. It hasn't opened yet. I think it's supposed to open maybe in August. So it's really cool. I'm so excited about that.
Nice.
Okay,
What's
so
next?
we've got the tomatoes. Let's remove the tops and then cut them in half lengthwise. I'm gonna use this paper chef knife.
Okay. So the tops.
Yes, and then it says
Just a hair more. Oh, come on. Here we go. And then half lengthwise.
yeah, and then cut again, I guess. Tops removed and cut in half lengthwise, and I would cut it. That's too big. I'd
What are we
cut it
supposed to
some
do
more.
next?
That's just all it says.
Okay.
We're improvising. Yeah, let's cut it.
I would
Cut it two more.
at least.
Yeah. Yeah, because we want chunks, and that's like what the picture does. And then maybe cut those in half.
In half, yep.
So,
I was about to say,
while
that's
Chris
a
is
lot
cutting
of
those.
tomato for.
Yes. Well, this is going to be a fairly decent size dish. So, then we've got a yellow bell pepper to add in there, seeded and quartered. So I'm going to cut the top off of that. There we go. And I've got this seeding tool, which I've used a couple times, so I'm not the greatest at it, but it literally just cuts the seeds right on out of these things. Voila. Seeds are gone. It's quick and easy. I did better than I thought. And then I'll let him cut these seeded and quartered. So we'll just
Okay.
kind of cut it up as we want. Oh, this is starting to look really, really good.
It's already starting to
Gosh.
smell really good. As a kid, you never loved vegetables as much, and I will tell you, I probably didn't start loving like tomato like this until I don't know, easily 8 or 9 years ago. And
Yeah, I was an adult.
I was legit, near 20, in my early 20s, something like that, when I finally started eating tomatoes, where it's not like a pasta and, it's not part of the sauce or something of that nature. This was definitely something a little more recent for me.
Yes, I love the smell of tomatoes. I didn't like them growing up. I've got some growing. Unfortunately, my plum tomatoes haven't come ripened. They got knocked over in the storm while we were gone. So I think maybe the rabbits or the squirrels or whatever got into some of them. So I really wanted some plum tomatoes because I love fresh tomatoes out of my garden. But I have lots of cherry tomatoes that I've eaten all week. I think I've finished them because I've had salads over and over again. Because I love my salads.
Well, and you know, that's just it. Plum tomatoes are definitely right up my alley. I know, I'm sitting here smelling the tomato and I'm like, I love this.
This is going to be delicious.
But I'm still weird about cherry tomatoes. Don't ask me why.
Oh, I love cherry tomatoes. That's what I've been growing and putting in my salads. Oh my gosh. They're so good.
I will eat them some, but this is definitely not like, oh my gosh, I have to have them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so now let's cut that up however we want to. It doesn't matter. We will cut it up and just make it pretty. So this is going to be like a really nice looking thing. And it actually calls for like feta cheese chunk that you just cut up, and it's like big chunks. I just like a lot of feta, so I chose to just get this, and it's got some chunks in it, so I'm just gonna throw a bunch in there. But you can do it however you want to.
I will tell you, I just encountered the most unusual pepper at the Fresh Market. It is called an aloha pepper, and I was really surprised. It's kind of like a red pepper meets a like orange pepper, and it's like an orange bell pepper, but it's a touch sweeter.
Oh, I thought you.
I don't know what you thought.
I was thinking like salt and pepper. That kind of pepper.
No, not that. Like bell pepper.
It's been a long day. I'm telling you, it's been a long day.
She's not allowed to go on vacation again.
No, I will tell you, I had the post-Disney doldrums this week. Anybody that I work with can attest to that. I was just down in the dumps this week, and I was sore and tired, and I just wanted to be back in Disney. And I will. While we're waiting on him to cut, I'll throw in another Disney story. Some of us went back to Magic Kingdom Friday night, and they close at 11 o'clock. Well, they kind of light up the castle a little bit, and then they have this guy come on the speaker and, you know, wish you farewell and nicety nice stuff. Well, we kept waiting around, and we waited around till midnight. And the park is empty, almost, fully empty. Well, at midnight, they do the same thing again. So it's Disney's polite way of like shooing you out without anybody shooing you out. It was weird. We were just taking pictures, and actually they still had a photographer taking pictures, so we did some of that too. Did some silly pictures and stuff.
You know, it's funny because I've always heard the most amazing things about Disney's customer service. I mean, they will bend over backwards to make sure that you are smiling.
Yes.
And if you're not smiling, they're trying to figure out how to get you to smile because it's crazy.
Yes. Well, I like to pin trade. Okay, it's a little slight obsession that I have. And so any chance that I get, I will go into the stores because all the cast members will have lanyards with pins on them, or the sashes with pins on them, and they'll stop what they're doing. Like if they're stocking the shelves or whatever, oh sure, absolutely, look at these. You know, and some of them are mystery pins, so they might ask you a trivia question, and they're hard. Those are hard. I'm pretty good at Disney, but they're really hard. I had to get family help with a lot of these, but it's always fun to do the mystery pins. Yes, they asked, like, one of the questions was, what are the three pillars going into Animal Kingdom? What are the animals that are on top? I'm looking for the entrance and going straight into the rides. I'm not paying attention to those kind of details.
I'm like, who's the main cast of, Little Mermaid or Lion King? I'm like, Pumbaa and,
oh my gosh.
There's
nothing that I don't like about Disney. Nothing. Okay, so now we throw in some feta cheese and some black pepper. I think I just have some pepper. I just brought, the grated pepper would be perfect, but I didn't have any, so we're improvising and just throwing some pepper. Okay. If I can find the part to open. You want to attempt that?
Here, you play with the pepper then, because I'm having a hard time getting.
Now, I don't care about a whole lot of pepper.
Well, then that's good.
Okay.
Because, that's a
we'll stir it up and we'll see.
I like dusting. Oh my gosh.
That's hard to get open.
You know what?
Here, use cheese in there. Yum, yum. See, it's got big old chunks and it's got some small chunks. I gotta save some for my salad, so I'm not putting them all in there because I've already run out of feta. I love feta cheese.
Like a huge fan of feta. I'll eat a little bit, but I'm not like.
Okay, well we got a lot of feta cheese in here.
Great.
So,
you know what? It's really good.
mix all the ingredients. It says repeat with the remaining ingredients except pepper. Oh, that's to cut it up, sorry. Okay, so for the dressing, combine all the ingredients. So we kind of started. This is the measure, mix, and pour, which is totally awesome. It's actually got recipes on the bottle, and it's got measurements, so it's super easy. It's got Asian vinaigrette, Caesar dressing, ranch, and Italian vinaigrette. So it's got 4 different recipes, and so it's got the measurements exactly for it. It's also got, like, it tells you everything. I mean, it's really cool. And this is the top, and it just whisks everything together. But we've got the oil, my favorite oil that I love, my olive oil, and the vinaigrette. It's the balsamic vinaigrette, or you can use white wine vinegar. I didn't have any of that, so we're using the white balsamic vinegar. Olive oil, a little bit of sugar. We need to get the sugar out.
We don't need to. I mean, we can't. Nah, it doesn't matter.
Do you want the sugar or not? Well, we'll try without it.
We'll try without it.
Okay. Sugar, Italian seasoning. We'll throw that in there. It's like a teaspoon of that. And then 2. It says 1 garlic clove, but you know how we are. We love the garlic, so we're doing 2 cloves. This is however you want to make it. That was one of them was a little bitty one. So maybe 1.5.
So that's that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's a little itty bitty one. So yeah, by the time. Yeah.
Squeeze a little pudding out of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Garlic. Oh, salt. I didn't have the salt.
Yes, we did. We put the salt in.
Oh, we did put the salt in beforehand. That's right. Okay, and so you just stick this little lid on, and it's got the opening so that when you turn it, it's at the lip. And all you do is use this little pump thing. That's so awesome, and it just mixes it up right nice. You don't have to stir it and sling it everywhere. This just is perfect. So then we just drizzle it over the vegetables and toss it. And then you refrigerate it for, refrigerate remaining dressing. So you can add as much as you want to or as little as you want to. And then you can add some more black pepper. Get a good mix in there. And we'll just do a little bit just to start off with, since we're not sure if we'll, how much we'll like. There we go. And
smells
then,
amazing.
Yes, it does. So now we'll stir it. If you grab one of those stirring things. Stirring things, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's very
real technical term.
Very technical term. I mess this up every time. It's the
Don't ask me, because
oh
now
gosh.
I'm like.
I'm telling you, it's been a long day. I got no sleep last night. I was just too excited about this and getting prepared. This smells
So good.
fabulous. Oh my gosh, this really smells fabulous. So this is the final product. I will walk around and show everybody how delicious this looks. And I mean, you would see the feta if, I'm way up in here. You would see the feta. Now, because this wasn't the feta chunks, it doesn't look quite as pretty as the picture.
So go ahead and keep moving down the cameras.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Gotta get all the cameras.
Right,
Woo, I'm not good at this.
No.
Here we go.
So you
I'm no fan of white, that's
I
for
kid
sure.
you not, we literally have 2 iPads and my cell phone all lined
Yes,
up so that
cell
we're getting
phone.
everyone.
Let me
Yep,
get
you
the
got
cell
it,
phone.
you got it.
Got it, okay. So this smells really, really good, and it looks great, and this cool and serve is perfect size, and this is the new one. So this is great, because it's a cool and serve bowl, and it's got a lid, so you can throw it in the refrigerator, and you're done. So this took us probably 10 minutes, I think we were talking in between.
And it's been about 10, so in just a second we're going to switch back over to...
That's got about 6 more minutes left.
because we got to bring it up to pressure. you know, not this, but for the eggs in the ice bath. 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So those
Yes.
should be ready.
Let's fix a little bit for Mimi and Des since they're in the other room. Let them have a little taste and see.
We got some taste testers. This one,
Yep, that'll work.
give them a
Give
little
it a
bit.
little more.
A little bit more.
Not just a smidge.
There. Did I
Yeah,
put
we're
everything in there?
Yes,
Okay.
you got a little bit of
So
everything.
we got some taste testers. They just don't know it yet. So they can give us a thumbs up if they like it.
Just go around that back.
Okay. So we will go back to the deviled eggs, so that we can put everything together. Because they are nice and iced. So let me think.
I got you off track.
Oh, we can do it in this. We can just
What?
pour out all this water.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me get these eggs out.
Actually, that's what I was
That's
saying.
not too
Just
cool.
let them right there.
Just don't want to freeze my hands off because it's pretty cold. But it sure melted the ice baths because these suckers were hot.
Right.
These suckers were hot. Ooh,
Okay,
that's
I'll dump
cold.
that water.
Thank you.
Faces with you for just a second.
And then we'll get this out of the way. And actually, the quick slice you could use for eggs if you wanted to slice up eggs for your salads, or avocados. I think I've used it for avocados a couple times. I just smashed that one really good. And I'm not very good at peeling these things. And these they are fairly easy to peel. So I just kind of hit it too hard and it smashed it really good. So I did not do well with that. Because they usually come out really perfect and so easy to peel. And I am having trouble. But now I've never done it in the bath. So I tend to think that might make it worse, but we're just following the recipe on this one. But they are generally really easy to peel. Once
Yeah,
you
I'm
make
not
them.
having any problems with mine. So that
Okay, then that was
that
me
was you.
smashing. That was me smashing it. No, I did this one again too. You got a heavy hand today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Light,
I am
light hands, please.
Yeah.
There. See, that one turned out a lot better.
Yeah, but they've been much easier. I think it's the ice bath. Cause when I take them out, cause I've made boiled eggs several times, when you take them out of the quick cooker, let them cool for a little bit, just so you don't burn your hand off, you can peel them very easily, and this I'm not peeling very easily at all. I'm admitting that. And I'll tell you, you can tell when a egg is hard boiled or not. Do you know that? You spin it. If it spins fast, it's done. If it spins slow, it's still
Couple to go.
it's still raw. Yes. A little trick I learned.
Fascinating.
Yes. Just in case anybody's ever wondering. But the good thing is we didn't have to sit and wait for the water to boil and set the timer. You just throw everything together. I didn't even think about the fact that we have to spend time doing this part of it.
Right.
But
I mean, we still have time left on the
Yes.
other, so I mean.
we sure do. And I am tearing
that's
this
an
thing
issue.
apart. I'm not good at peeling these eggs. I'm the first to admit that one. This is the one I smashed earlier.
How is it? Good. Good.
We got a thumbs up from the taste testers
From the peanut gallery.
from the peanut gallery that what was it called?
Well, I just butchered that one.
The cucumber, pepper, feta. What? I can't even remember what we made. I'm just looking at what's in it. Tomato. It's a cucumber, tomato, feta salad. There's a pasta that we thought about doing, a pasta salad, which is great for, cookouts and stuff like that. Oh, you know what? You know what I just thought of?
What?
Is the fact that since these aren't very pretty, these are testers because you cut them in half for deviled eggs.
Right.
and then you use them to soak back, you stuff them back in. I'm not the deviled egg maker of the family.
No, that's
That's
definitely
Bess
Mimi.
and
Bess.
Mimi, yes. So we should have had them come in here and help us with these, because we're butchering them.
Oh yeah, I've really got a good one.
These are test ones. These are test ones. That's the fun thing about what we do is we have a good time with our. I just can't get this one. I'm having trouble with that one.
You know, sometimes you get a
I'm
little
telling you,
overconfident. My
it's
first
the
one
ice
was
bath.
turning out so good.
Yeah, it's the ice bath. It
wonder
is.
if-
I'm not recommending the ice bath because I promise you, I have done not deviled eggs. I've done the eggs in the quick cooker. 6. I've done 6. This is a dozen because I didn't use my rack. And they have they peel easily. They were perfect.
You know, I wonder if it was too long. I wonder if we shocked them too
Yeah,
much.
we probably did. They didn't like to be shocked. So.
We're cracking up Mimi over here. She's passing by to grab something out of the kitchen and she's just giggling.
She wants more.
She's
We
just
had to
reminding
kick
us that
everybody out
she's
of
the
the
queen
kitchen.
of the deviled eggs. And
Yeah, she's making fun of our deviled eggs.
well, this one's
They
just,
they are pitiful. This is painful.
it's, you know what though? You sometimes
You just go with it.
roll
You
with
just go
it.
with it. But I do not recommend the ice bath because I'm telling you, like I said, I've made them at least 2-3 occasions, and I know other people have too, and they have always turned out good. Am I getting a low battery?
No, you're getting the iPad storage full message.
Does that
It's-
mean I'm
no,
won't
it's
keep
still
recording?
going. It's still
Okay.
going.
See, I'm not Apple savvy or deviled egg savvy apparently. This feels squishy.
So if you have a trick for getting
Yeah.
your deviled eggs, and that one, fine.
Yeah, I think that's part of the thing. They're not. This one didn't cook all the way. That one didn't either.
All right.
We're having great luck with these eggs. That's why they're not peeling very well. Yeah, they're not all the way done. Okay, so I would recommend a few more minutes. In the quick cooker. Oh, you know what? Oh gosh, I know what it is. I think when you do the 2 sets, the 2 racks of eggs, it's 5 minutes because you've got more in your quick cooker. When we only did 1 set, I think that was it. I think that's the problem. So,
So we're gonna table this.
we are going to, that's a good question.
I mean, we might just need to go with a smaller batch. Like, just check it and see. Nah, that one's not
Yeah.
right.
We're gonna have some strange eggs.
Okay.
So, this is exciting. We've got more eggs. We can always make 6 eggs. Well, that one,
That's
no.
almost, yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, just
I
a
think
smidge,
8
yeah.
minutes, and I think that's what the quick cooker comes with a guide, and I think it actually says 8 or 12 minutes for eggs. But I think when you do the 2 stacks, you can do less. So we apologize for this craziness.
Well, you know, this just goes to show that we're doing this for the first time and test running it. And
Yes. So these, what would you call these eggs?
that is not quite, that's like over
You know what?
medium. It's not even, you know, if you were to,
Hey, you know what? I'll heat them up in the microwave and
I know, I was about to say, the egg whites themselves are really munchable.
our taste testers aren't going to be happy, but we can always throw some eggs in the cooker and
Right.
do up some new ones. But basically, the recipe, once you have your eggs, you throw your yolks in here if you've ever made egg salad or deviled eggs before. You add your mayonnaise, and this recipe called for Dijon mustard. I usually use regular mustard, but this is Dijon mustard, and the pimentos and cheese. and you add a little bit of chives in there too, and you mix everything up, and then basically you just refill the eggs. So we're gonna make some. We'll just make them when that's done, and maybe just take a picture or something.
Yep, you'll see a picture at some point on Facebook. We'll probably post it in the comments.
Not these eggs. That's, well, and that would explain why they're not cutting very well or peeling very well.
Yep.
Sorry, I had to wash my hands off here.
And then you're
But
good.
we've got 4 minutes left on this, and
I'm just gonna set this off to the side here.
Yes.
Just set it on there. We'll take care of that.
yes, we kind of made a mess here. So that would explain why they didn't peel very well. But what else? Oh, so if you want to make whipped cream, I was gonna make some whipped cream. Can you hand me that blue? Yep. Yes, I love my little whipped cream maker. Sometimes I make a mess with it, but that's all the more fun. It's super easy. If you will grab the powdered sugar, I've got a little bit of powdered sugar. Basically, you just get some heavy whipping cream, and this would be perfect for the, the cakes if you
Did
want
you
to
have an open one or?
No, there is an open one somewhere. It's like a small bag. It's a tiny bag. Because I wasn't going to do a whole lot. A little bit of this.
Oh, I see it.
And actually, I have some in here. If, yeah, I was just going to use that up. And sometimes I'll add
Clips.
vanilla. Yes, little clips. I love my little clips. I had just a little bit of powdered sugar. And I just kind of taste test it. But basically, you just pop this thing in there, and you can add vanilla. Should we add some vanilla?
Yeah, put a little.
Where's the vanilla? What did we do with the vanilla?
It went.
It ran off. We don't know what happened to the vanilla. It has run away somewhere. No?
Okay, yeah, no.
I probably put it up. Okay, so we can always add some in a minute. But basically, this little whipped cream maker, you just pump it up and down. Oh, you got it?
Yep.
Nope, not too late. Never too late. Oop, see, this is why I say I'm messy with this thing.
Just a little bit. How much more?
That's good. Yeah. Okay. Pump it all the way up and down. And it's starting to get tougher, so it's starting to get better. And I might have overdone it.
No, look at how nice and fluffy and
Yes.
creamy that is.
Actually, I like mine
Easy.
really
A thicker one.
thick. I like it thick, so it sits. And the good thing is you can just pop this in the refrigerator and keep it in there to keep it fresh if you're not using it. Now it's,
Oh, yeah.
see, you can hardly get it out. But
That didn't take hardly any time at all.
no, oh my
Ah,
gosh,
that smells
that's
so
good.
good.
That's good. Oop. And super easy. And it's a great little topping for your cakes, or like I said, you could do a little bit of powdered sugar on your cakes, just to give it a little extra zhuzh maybe. So, what does it say with
When the
these?
timer is up, press cancel. Press the steam release button to manually release any remaining pressure.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it so that. Oop.
Steaming.
Steaming up. Ooh. Oh, and you don't have to hold the button. I just do that because sometimes I'll pump it.
That's pressure there.
Yeah, this one really went up the pressure. And it's just about there.
depressurized.
That
That's
one
funny.
was really up to pressure.
Right?
It is just about there. Any second. Awful quiet because it went up to pressure so much.
How did Mackenzie's volleyball tournament go?
They did really, really well. They made it to. They did really well the first day and the second day. They didn't lose a single set or a single match.
Nice.
And the third day, I think they did lose in 2, but it was so close on one of them. One of the teams they played was just phenomenal. They were like the #1 seed, so they were up against some major competition with them. The other team, they lost in tiebreaker. It was like by 2 points. It was so close, and they worked hard. And that was the day where we played. They played literally, I think, all day long, just about. So it was
So
really,
they're
really
going
busy
against
for them.
exhaustion too.
Yes, and it's still showing us up. So we'll give it just another minute to go down to pressure. I did press cancel. Yeah, it's not quite ready. Yeah, that one really worked itself up. But yeah, they did really well, and then they played Monday through Thursday. Wednesday was the busy day, and luckily we didn't go to a park on that day. We didn't have it scheduled for that day, so that worked out well.
That's just
And
intense
then,
though.
yeah, and then Thursday, and there were early mornings, and we were on the other side of Orlando, so it took us 40 minutes to get there every day. So yeah, that wasn't fun, and it was just traffic. It wasn't like it was that far. It was just all
Right.
traffic.
Right.
And then the 4th day, they did well, and they had to play that good team again. So they ended up losing to them, but they beat the team that beat that team. So it was like a 3-way tie is what, it was a perfect storm. So it was a 3-way tie. And so they did really well and played their hearts out. And we were actually missing 3 of our players,
Wow.
which were all hitters. So that, it makes a difference. It really does. So,
Which sounds like they're
they-
doing a great job.
they
Yeah.
literally would have, I'm convinced they would have won because, what is it? I need to set this down, let's see. Doesn't want to be fully depressurized. We're just having a lot of technical difficulties tonight.
I was about to say.
It's hot.
Uh,
It's a hot button.
Literally.
Don't touch, it's a hot button, I can tell you that right now. Well, let's see. Yeah, cause it's locked. That's the good thing about this is when it's up to pressure, it will not let you open this thing. I still have it open. Well, this is. Oh gosh, I wonder if the
The
things
things.
are sitting right on top of it. There we go. That was probably
yeah.
it, yes. The little bar things were kind of stuck on there. My fault, because I did not put them on.
Well, and you know what? They rose a little bit, so I'm wondering if it was just because
Oh,
we
yeah,
might
yeah.
have overfilled them just a touch.
Probably.
It did say to fill them about half, so in
I
this
think
case,
some of them
pay
were-
attention to half,
Yes,
not.
some of them were a little bit more than half. Especially with the chunks of strawberries, because they were kind of big. Let's see if we can open
That's
this.
really hot.
It is going to be hot. Excuse me.
Here, you know what? Let me.
Yeah. I'll let you do that. Gosh, got a tickle.
There we go.
Okay. Let's see.
See if you can just get ready.
There we go.
Oh man, look at that.
And if that's too big, you can always cut it in half.
Right. And that is like cute little bowl size.
Yeah, you could eat it right out of the bowl, or you could flip it over.
I'll bring that around and
There you
show you.
And it's such a nice little light cake because it's fruity, it's got some good stuff in it. Strawberries, we added strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries, so that's really good. So if we want, you know what? We'll grab a spoon,
I sure
put a
will.
little smidge of this on there. We'll show you.
I'll
I can
do
do
it.
it. And this is hot, so it's gonna, ooh, that's still hot, yeah. There.
Mm.
So now show everybody. It's got the, or put ice cream on it.
Oh yeah.
Or
put a little ice cream with
You
it.
can use the little thing,
Powdered sugar.
the powdered sugar, and just sprinkle it if you don't want to add any whipped cream.
And I'm gonna show you because now
It's
trying to
melting.
melt the
Yes.
whoop, as we're making a mess.
Yes.
So yummy, delicious. Cannot wait
Yes.
for dessert. Well, guys,
Well, I think we're gonna make.
I think we're gonna call it a wrap.
Yeah, we're gonna call it a wrap. We're gonna work on the deviled eggs. So use the quick cooker. They do come out perfectly. Followed, I think, the recipe, but follow the guide in the quick cooker because it says I think 8 to 12 minutes, and I think you can even do it at the 8 minutes. I always do it at the top, like the 12 minutes for it, just to make sure. And they've come out perfectly, and they peel perfectly. We should have known. We should have tried the first one.
Right.
I didn't think about
I
that.
didn't think about it either.
Um,
You live, you learn, you make
But
mistakes.
it's fun because it was mostly, should have known because it didn't spin quite as fast as they usually do, but I thought it's because I was reaching. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, and
You
I
live
thought
and
it
you
was
learn.
because of you hitting the edge of the
Yes.
grill. So, you know what? Again, you live, you learn, you make mistakes.
Yes.
Cooking in the kitchen doesn't always go flawlessly every time.
And you know, we had a good time. We still made the fresh tomato, cucumber, and feta salad, which we cannot wait to get to.
Yep.
And for dessert, we're gonna dig into these cakes because they look absolutely delicious
Yeah.
and perfect. So
Don't burn yourself.
I won't.
Gosh, look at that.
No, that is hot, so
Yeah.
I will not show you that. But yes, they come out light and perfect, and you can eat them out of the bowl. Let them sit for a few minutes so
Yeah, I
that you
think
don't
the
burn your
recipe
hand.
said, you know,
Or
let it sit for 10 minutes
Yep.
and there you go.
Or
So,
the way they have it displayed is a nice little platter, like we could use our platter, flip them over, and
Get-
spread a little bit more fruit around it, so you can,
Yep.
you know, do, any which way you want. But this is a couple ideas of what you can do for July 4th or picnic or anything like that. So if you have any questions or you want the recipes, please let us know. We will follow up with the deviled eggs because we're all dying to try the deviled eggs because it just sounds so good. But I think that's it. So
we're gonna call it a wrap.
we're gonna call it a wrap.
It's been a day with
Pampered
Pampered
Chef and Cooking with Chris, and we hope everybody has a great weekend, and we will see you all next week where we're going to make some other stuff for your July 4th
Yeah.
or picnic or whatever you may want. But that's it.
All right.
Have a great night,
Y'all have a
great
great night.
weekend. Bam, bam,